Loonees, put your hands together. Give it up for Korey David!
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? I want you to do a little introduction for my friend Colton Dowling. Shut that door. Shut the door. Sweetness. Well, welcome to Interrogation True Crime Stories. My name is Korey David.
I'm Colton Dowling, and I am a cop. I'm not pretending to be one.
You look like you've gotten kicked out of the law enforcement years ago. Because you took everybody's cocaine.
And used it, too.
Yeah, I had to ask you to dust off the fucking mustache before you walked out here, dude. Are you kidding me? It's not a powdered donut. There were powdered donuts. Colton snorted all of them.
It is a donut tuck. I saw your eyes down here. It's a donut tuck.
He has them wrapped around that thing like those toys you played with when you were a kid. It's insane. All right, so round of applause if you've been to this show before. Right. So the way Interrogation works, pretty straightforward. It's your normal true crime storytelling show. We have 5 different comedians for you guys tonight, all telling stories about crimes that they committed, witnessed, or just something where the police were involved, or they could have just not gotten caught. That also works too. When they're done, we'll come back out, and we were going to lead an interrogation with you guys about their story, or if you think they just are wearing a dumb hat, you can ask them about that too. Like, that's totally within bounds. And then after that, we'll read some of those text messages that you guys have been firing in. Thank you so much for doing that. We've gotten some ridiculous ones. And I'm just gonna have to, I'm not gonna call anybody out, but I might just guess with my eyes. We're gonna do a quick demo set. I'm gonna tell a story for you guys. Colton's gonna bounce for a second. So everybody clap it up for Colton. We're gonna get this thing moving along. So I'm so happy to be in Houston. I live in Denver. I'm trying to tour all over the country. I mean, I'm having a great time doing comedy. I love doing this storytelling show, mostly because during my stand-up, a lot of my stories revolve around growing up Mormon, which, yeah. I feel like I look like a youth pastor that preaches the word on TikTok. You know what I mean? It's just, with this Ryan Seacrest, Ted Bundy face that we're working with up here, you know what I mean? Like, the Lord is dope, kids. Just remember, God's like Wi-Fi, never there when you need it. All right. Oh, shit, I forgot I'm in the South. Damn. Yes. Now, the reason I tell you guys that is because I also wasn't a very good Mormon. I eat ass, I do drugs. It's fun. All right, so you guys laughed a lot. You guys made a bunch of bad faces. You were not happy about that. That's okay. That's fine. So I got into a lot of trouble when I was a kid for doing things that, like, I think normal teenagers would do, okay? But you got to imagine in, like, a Christian Mormon household, it was, like, a very big deal, right? So when I got caught smoking weed, I got in a shitload of trouble. And the reason we got caught was because we used this thing called a spoof. Yep, okay. Still the cooler side of the room so far. If you don't know what it is, you probably do. You might have just had a different name for it, okay? So a spoof is an empty paper towel roll that you stuff with dryer sheets. Okay, now the stoners are getting it. It was just a delayed response, like, yeah, which is totally on brand for you guys, to be honest. So you blow, and then you blow smoke into the paper towel roll, right? And then the marijuana smell just magically disappears. False, that doesn't work. That's literally the most stoner invention I've ever heard of, right? So my parents got so mad that they called the cops. Yeah, ooh, nice drama. Yeah, that's good. I don't know, maybe the fire department was busy. So I'm not really sure. So while we're waiting for the police to get there, my mom brings me and all of my friends upstairs, sits us down at the kitchen table, and makes everybody write down their names and phone numbers so that she can call their parents. Yeah. It only took one phone call for her to realize everybody wrote down fake names and phone numbers. It's like, hello, Miss Khalifa, we have your son Wiz here. And boy, is he in trouble. Now, mind you, at this point in time, I am baked out of my mind. We had been smoking all day, right? So when the doorbell rings, my first genuine reaction is, thank God somebody ordered pizza. We had a thinker in the group. Somebody planned ahead. It was not. It was the cops. Now, round of applause if you have kids in here. Okay. Nice. Round of applause if you don't have kids in here. You can see the difference. Do you guys have kids? No, good, because you just patted her on the shoulder, like, with reassurance. Like, it's okay, honey, we made a good decision. So I don't have any, right? So I have to make some like assumptions about how parenting works, right? And the way I see it is it's like a good cop, bad cop situation. My dad is the good cop. He would rather not fill out the paperwork, just go back to watching baseball on TV, right? My mom served for 20 years in the U.S. Army. So she had 3 sons and 1 husband, and at any given point in time, she was the manliest person in our family. So when the police get there, this is her time to shine. And my bong is sitting out on the kitchen table in a Ziploc bag marked evidence. Eventually, my friends leave, right? Because there's no like real crime being committed here, right? Just a bunch of kids getting high in a basement, you know? And my mom and the cops go in the other room to talk. And it's just my dad and I sitting at the kitchen table. And I am terrified. I'm like, Dad, I feel like I'm in a lot of trouble here. What are we gonna do? And he says, I don't know, son. I'm pretty high right now. Your mom gave me a real scare when she called the cops. I had to run upstairs and hide my drugs. So eventually the cops leave entirely, right? And it's just my parents and I like left to our own devices, which happened a lot growing up for me. And my mom is a wonderful person, but she doesn't know how drugs work, okay? She gets high on Christ, drunk on Jesus. That's fine, all right? But when it comes to weed, she just doesn't really understand it. So she thinks the best way to punish me is the equivalent to if you catch your son smoking cigarettes. Oh, no. Yeah. Say it with me. You make him smoke the whole bag. Yeah, so she comes back to the kitchen table and says, you're not getting up until you smoke this whole bag. And with as big of a grin as I've got on my face right now, I say, all of it. And then my dad says, by himself. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Let's get Colton back up here.
Ooh. Your dad was Mormon and smoked weed?
Yeah, man. Like, it was just one of those things.
He's like, Joseph Smith said it's okay. Yeah, no, he's real tight. I keep it in my pajamas.
That story is only believable if you're tripping or high. Any origin story basically just sounds like somebody took a bunch of acid and went out into the woods, man.
Yeah,
so.
And then a bunch of people are like, yeah, I believe that.
Any questions? Any questions?
Was that the only time your mom found out you smoked pot?
It's the only time she found out that I smoked pot, but she definitely found like other stuff like around the house. I always had like black light posters up in my room too, and one of them was like a huge pot leaf, and she was like, what is that? And I was like, I don't know, I just think it looks cool. I think it's Canada. I don't know. I just think it's a fun time. A lot of maple trees. And then there was another time that I'd hid a bottle of Barton's vodka, which is terrible, terrible stuff, just rubbing alcohol. I hid it in my little brother's room, but he was 8, so plausible deniability was out the window.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Did he drink it?
No, he didn't, but I drank so much of it one time I threw up all over the carpet. And then when my mom came in and asked what was wrong, she's like, what happened? I said, I ate too much chocolate. And they had to rent a rug doctor the next day.
One time my dad found a box of Natty Light, and he's like, it's a tax fee, so he drank it. And I wasn't even mad. I was like, Dad, you have a job.
What day of the week was that?
Whoa, when my dad was drinking, he drank every day. Yeah, I'm not up here because I had a cool child. Yeah.
On his way to work. All right, are you guys ready to see your next comic?
Woo.
Cool. Coming all the way from Austin, Texas. I love this guy so much. Give it up for Mike Eaton, everybody!
Hello! This is a story of murder. It's not. No, I'm a big jolly Teletubby, but also a criminal. We're just gentrifying crime, too. It's mine now. I had a fun time in 2020. I was living in LA, and LA got shut down for the pandemic. I couldn't do comedy, so I'd visit Austin a lot because it was wide open. So one time I decided to drive in, bring my bong and such with me. You know, I can't really fly with a bong that often. So I'm driving from LA to Austin, and I'm 30 minutes out. It's a 20-hour drive, and I've made it all but 30 minutes, and I get pulled over in Dripping Springs for my license plate light being out. Now, that's a very long drive, so of course I was very high, right? You're gonna do that sober? That's crazy. That's so long. I like to get so high on long drives that I start replying to podcasts, like I'm part of it, you know? Like, Joe, I disagree. Why is he talking over me, you know? So I'm fucking ripped, and then I'm getting pulled over, and I'm like, dog, I was on cruise control, the speed limit, there's no reason to pull me over. Because I'd been living in LA, I didn't think about weed being illegal, so I left my grinder and my weed in my little cubby right here above the glove box. Because that's where you can grab it the easiest to smoke while you're driving, right? I had my bong in the cup holder. I had everything up here I needed. It was good to go. I had enough sense to hide the bong because I'd been pulled over with that before. One time driving through Utah, I got pulled over and he was like, sir, have you been smoking marijuana? I was like, no. And he goes, well, why is there a bong in your cup holder? And it was a Puffco Peak. And so thankfully I was like, oh no, sir, this is an essential oils diffuser. It's lavender. And I like held up to him and he's like, don't get the K on me, you know? So I knew to hide that one, so I put it between my legs. Cop walks up and he says, the reason I'm pulling you over is you had a license plate light out. And I was like, oh man. So I hand him my license and registration. He goes back to the car and he takes a very long time. He finally comes back and he goes, well, I noticed that you had some marijuana sitting here in your glove box. I was like, yeah. Because I didn't think about it. And he goes, well, it is illegal here. Now, if it's just marijuana, that's only a misdemeanor, so it's a ticket and I don't have to arrest you. Do you have anything else in the vehicle? And I was like, nah, I'm good, man. It's just weed, you know? It's just weed. You can have it, you know? You can have it. We'll be on my way. And he goes, well, I do have to search your vehicle now. And I was like, come on. I'll just give you the weed. We're both looking at it. Like, you could just have it and then I'll go. So he takes me out of the car. He starts searching it. Now, he started finding weed that I had lost. So he'd be under my seat and he'd be like, what is this? And I'm like, I gotta apologize. I thought someone stole that. Like, can I call my buddy Frank to say sorry? So he keeps finding shit. He's getting so mad at me. And then finally he pulls out a weed like cartridge. And it's got all of the labels from the dispensary, like super potent, 1,000 milligrams of THC, like everything to show how bad it was. And he goes, what is this? I was like, dog, you can't read? Like, it says it everywhere. What do you mean, what is this? And he goes, well, this is concentrate. This is a felony. I have to arrest you. I know. Boo, indeed. Hey, I was there. Same page, doc. Privilege didn't get me out of that one, you know? I got that real let him off with a warning face. Nah, you know? So he takes the pen and then he goes to put me in handcuffs, and I've never felt fatter in my life than when he had to grab a second pair of handcuffs. Because the first ones my arms weren't touching. It's like, dog, I gotta do keto or something. I'm gonna work out in jail. So he starts searching my car. Now, a couple things. One of the things you should know is that the car I was driving at the time was a Prius C. It is the smaller, gayer Prius, right? And the other thing you need to know about that car is that instead of a trunk, I had two 18-inch subwoofers because I am a douchebag, right? You can probably tell. So my phone's plugged in, he's arrested me, and then at one point, my buddy, who I was going to stay with, called because I wasn't there and he hadn't heard from me. And my phone rang. But my phone rang over my sound system. And my ringtone is the same thing it's been for a decade. Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. So now I'm just in handcuffs in the back of a squad car, and I'm here like, oh, fucking goddamn it. Now the other cop's making fun of him, like, dude, you're gay, you know? So, you know, we're kind of having a good time. Now, the other thing that I had in my car was some of my buddy's music equipment. He had asked me to carry like a keyboard and all the cables that were in a suitcase with me, just to save him some money on shipping. So the cop's searching through that, and in the suitcase are a bottle of pills for his dog. I know. So the cop comes back and goes, "What are these?" And I was like, I don't really know. I know you're gonna hate this, but they aren't mine. You know? And then he says, "Well, who is Pablo Escobar?" My buddy had to give his dog a drug name, really? And he's an asshole about his privacy, so the address says 123 Main Street, Los Angeles. So the cop's like, "Are these Xanax?" I was like, "Let me take a couple, I'll tell you." Like, at this point. So then I have to have him look up on my phone Pablo's Instagram. It's the only time I've ever been glad a dog had an Instagram. It's like, it's real. I'm not even fucking with you. Look on the phone. So he puts me back in the car. He takes everything into evidence. He drives me. It's a 45-minute drive to jail. I know, this was terrible. And on the way there, one of the things he says to me is, "Hey man, if it was up to me, weed wouldn't even be illegal." It's like, all right. Cool. And he goes, "I don't even think it should be a crime." I was like, "Then why did you go to work today? What the fuck, dog?" And the last thing he said to me as we're pulling up to the jail, he goes, "Hey man, you know what would be really funny is if when we get in there, you pretend to be deaf." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, perfect." And I go, "No. What the fuck do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, wouldn't it be funny?" I go, "For who?" And he goes, "Well, for me." I was like, "Dog, I know you're at work, but this is not a great day for me." All right, that's been my story. Thank you guys so much.
So why is your ringtone "Party in the USA"?
Song's a banger.
All this time later, and has it still?
Yeah. It still is a true story. Like when that song came out, I was like 18 and I had like a sexual awakening because at 3 minutes and 3.5 seconds into the song, Miley Cyrus twerks in the music video.
And by sexual awakening, you mean just came in your pants?
Yeah.
I
I was like, wow. And so it was my ringtone to remind me of that.
To remind you of that crusty moment?
Yeah.
I'm gonna change my ringtone to 8 Mile.
For the same reason.
Yeah, and I didn't have to wait 3 minutes and 30 seconds. As soon as I heard spaghetti, I was like, "Oh, nice."
There's cum on his sweater already.
I can't remember what I wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. Oh my
Everything
God.
got hazy. Any questions for Mike? Right here.
Do you remember the cop's name?
No. I hate him though. I have to Google it because I have to take vengeance on him and his children.
What's up?
When you went to jail, did you pretend you were deaf, or did you just were so?
No.
right.
It ended up being, so the crime I got charged with was possession of a controlled substance, which is the same thing you get if you have meth. So they took me to meth jail, where I was as big as everyone else put together.
Damn. That sober take sucks because no one's sleeping, for sure. They're like, the fucking shit.
We got one more question. What's up?
How long were you in jail?
Like a day and a half.
Well, he said he was going to work out, and he didn't.
He did one session at the gym prison, and that is it.
No, the worst part though is right before I got out, I had finally fallen asleep on like the floor with that shitty little blanket, and one of the meth heads came and woke me up by kicking me in the ribs. And he was like, "Hey, bruh, they're watching you." I was like, "Dog, they're watching all of us." That's what jail is. But what he meant was the cops had Googled my name and were watching a video of my stand-up on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all about how much I love drugs and hate cops. So I just watched myself bomb through plexiglass.
All right, let's get into a couple text messages. This is an odd one. Confession. I jaywalked and I own more than 6 dildos.
That's
I don't
illegal.
know if that's a crime.
No, it is.
I said, wait, it's
Wait,
illegal
how
to
many
own more
is
than
legal?
6? I don't know why you were so enthusiastic about it, sir.
How many is okay? 5.
Five
So
is
wait,
okay.
you're at the legal limit? Okay, 6
think
is
so.
the legal limit. So wait, hold on. Were you I want to know, were they jaywalking with the dildos, and that's how? Were they inserted? Were they in a messenger bag? What are we talking?
Dude, 6 in at once?
Yeah. Plug your ears, kids.
It's
Anyway.
gonna look like when you try and put too many Sharpies in a mug. It's like,
That's hot.
All right, we got another one. I had sex in a classroom. You're gonna have to specify with who. I think that's important.
yeah, what?
Was it with a person? Let's start there. I just want to make sure the class pet is ruled out of this scenario.
Were you employed by the school?
All right, we got one more. While I was breastfeeding, I would go out with my girlfriends and spray milk on random people on the streets. I would plan my going out outfits to ensure easy sprayability.
Wait.
One of you is a monster.
Wait. Who?
One of you is sitting next to Spider-Woman. You understand that? It would go great with the donuts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dipping. Yeah, I'm a big dipper, baby.
I got another one.
All right, guys. That's gonna do it for Mike. Clap it up for Mike Eaton really quick. This guy's a Houston local, hilarious. Give it up for Jesse James, everybody.
I got my ankle monitor off a month ago. That's all I get. Guys, I just got my ankle monitor off. Come on. The reason you didn't cheer is because none of you were surprised that I had an ankle monitor at all. I literally look like I just walked out of prison 8 minutes ago and they couldn't stop me. So let me tell you how I got this device. I was brand new to comedy and I had to do a show and I was super nervous. And I did what anybody does when they're nervous. I took 7 Xanax and I drank half a bottle of Jack Daniels. And then I got behind the wheel of my boss's 2012 Hyundai Elantra, drive out to the show and I call the guy and I ask where it is. And he told me it was, do you know where Friendswood, Texas is? Yeah. Okay, fuck Friendswood, Texas. He told me it was in a bar in Friendswood, Texas, but I was so fucked up I thought he said barn. So I just drove to Friendswood till I found a barn and I pulled in and this old redneck comes out in his long johns and he's like, "Can I help you, son?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm here for the comedy show in your barn." And he's like, "Pardon?" He's like, "The only show you're gonna see is me showing you this 45 if you don't get the fuck off my property right now." And I panicked and I threw the car in gear and I punched the gas, but I forgot to put it in reverse. Yeah, right into the side of his barn. And then I really panicked and I threw it in reverse and I burned out and I made it like a mile up the road before I saw blue lights flashing. And I was so fucked up, the first thought in my head is, I wonder where they're going. Somebody's in a lot of trouble. And I would hate to be that fucking idiot right now. So the cop got behind me, and this is like Friendswood, you know? There's no room on the side of the street. I didn't see anywhere to pull over, so I just sped up. And then he sped up. And then he got on the side of me. He's like, "Roll your window down." And I rolled my window down. And he's like, "Pull that car over." And in that moment, I forgot that I myself was also not a Texas state trooper. I thought he was asking me to help him pull over the other car like a mile ahead of us. And I looked at him and I go, "Pull that car over." And he goes, "Pull that fucking car over right now." And I gave him a thumbs up. And I hit the 4-way flashers and I punched the gas and I said, "Yeah, let's get them, boys." And me and this cop drove 110 miles up and down Friendswood, running every red light possible, and I don't remember calling for backup. But I fucking must have, because in my rearview mirror was about 7 more blue lights flashing. And I thought to myself, wait till we get this crazy son of a bitch. This guy's life is over. When I looked back through my windshield, the car we were chasing was completely gone. I didn't know why at the time until I saw the footage in court later. The reason the car was gone is it was never fucking there in the first place, y'all. It was just me driving 110 miles an hour up and down Friendswood, screaming, "Yeehaw, let's get 'em, boys." So finally, I'm like, oh shit, this guy got away. We gotta regroup and come up with a plan of action to get this fucking maniac off the streets. So I pull over, the cop comes up to my car with his gun drawn, he's pretty heated. He's like, "Get the fuck out of the car." I'm like, "Calm down, Jerry, it happens. He got away, the bad guy got away, and we'll get him next time." He's like, "Get out of the car." And he told me to go sit on his police cruiser. And I was drunk, so I did this like little Jackie Gleason two-step over to his car, and I hit the spin, and instead of leaning against his car, I hopped up on it Indian style. And I was wearing gym shorts, so I just kind of slid off the hood onto the ground. And he came over to me. He's like, "Have you been drinking tonight?" I was like, "Me? Have I been drinking tonight?" He's like, "Have you been drinking tonight?" I was like, "No, sir, and I'd never lie to you." He's like, "I think you've been drinking tonight. We're gonna arrest you for drinking and driving." I looked at him, I said, "Me?" He said, "You." I said, "I was the bad guy the whole time?" He said, "You were the bad guy the whole time." I gave him a thumbs up and I said, "We got him, boys!"
I love that story so much.
Because you've done the exact same thing.
No, I just love. He's just like he's trying his fucking best, and he's bad at it. You know.
I mean, would anybody here round of applause if you would actually want Jesse to be a vigilante for you? Okay, yeah.
I literally look like a cop. Are you kidding? I look like half a cop and half an inmate, dude.
I don't know if this is true, but if you get arrested for a drunken driver, or you get pulled over, you can request to be tested at a hospital in the same state. So you can ask them to test you in like El Paso, and they have to drive you there.
There's actually something most people don't realize, which is that when you get arrested, you can request anything you fucking want.
Oh, okay.
It might not happen, but you can ask for whatever you want. It's not against the law. You could be like, "Can you let me go?" They're not gonna do it.
I would like a test in Austin and a large pizza.
But yes, you can have them request that they test you back at the precinct, or you can just outright refuse, which is what I did.
Oh, yeah. It says, "I'm not part of the gang. I'm not doing anything."
You can just say no. It's not legal for people to just take your blood like that.
Okay, good to know. I've just been giving it out willy-nilly, you know.
Any questions for Jesse? Any questions?
What'd you get at Sonic?
I got the chili cheese dog and the chili cheese taters.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got 2 of the hot dogs.
This was personal. A woman named Jennifer hit me with her Ford Escape. So it sounds like you're still looking for the person. As I walked across Westheimer at the light in front of the app, yeah, you haven't caught this person yet. Like,
It's called a Ford Escape, not a Ford Catch.
my shoe came off into the next lane of traffic. So now you're trying to get us to sympathize with you. I stood up to get my shoe thinking I was not injured, and the police were called and made me get in their car so they could escort me across the street and leave. They just had you leave? That's insane. Wow.
Wait, you got hit by Jennifer, right? She's the bitch. Jenny from the block? We need to find Jenny from the block. And also, how'd they find out her name was Jennifer?
Yeah. Did somebody just hit them and be like, "My name's Jennifer"?
Tell her Jenny sent you, bitch.
Or just Jenny from the block was just blasting.
It was her custom plate on her car, just Jennifer.
Nice Skechers, bitch.
All right, one more. One of my cousins got pulled over in Pennsylvania, don't know why that matters, and tried to fuck the cop. He got arrested and charged. It was also a male cop. Still got his number, though. That was the number for the courthouse. I don't want to break this to you.
I wonder how hard he tried.
I mean, how seductive can you really be?
I mean, if you put window down, you're just sitting there. I don't know.
It's got to be during the frisk, you know that, right? Where he's doing it and you turn back and make eye contact and just hit him with a wink real quick.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Go ahead.
No, do it to me. Do it to me.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, do it to me. Oh, oh shit, I just came my pants, which means we had sex.
Oh shit! Maybe it was a fear hard-on he had. Maybe it wasn't actually hitting on him. It was just a fear boner.
Yeah, I've got one right now. I'm terrified.
I used to get him in wrestling all the time. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You're not gonna believe this. I've been arrested a couple times.
All right, guys, give it up for Jesse, everybody. All right, you guys ready to see your next comic? Y'all can do better than that. Y'all ready to see your next comic? Give it up for Lisa Curry, everybody.
What's up? I come from a long line of criminals. I say that proudly. And I have to tell my parents' story because all of my stuff is not outside of the statute of limitations yet, so I can't tell you my own crimes. I'm the only one that's never been arrested in my family, in my entire family, including the family dog, who's been picked up by the cops numerous times for no tags. Did you know dogs get arrested? It's a thing. And and cops would just it got to the point where the cops would just pull up and roll down the window and be like, "Get in, Rex," and he would jump in. Like, what are you fucking idiot? You're so much faster than them. Just run. And I think, honestly, the only reason I haven't been arrested is because I play dumb really well. Oh my God. I didn't even know that was a law. What are laws? Anyway, rob your boss. That's all I have to say. Anyway, when I was a kid, my parents and my grandma owned a biker bar together in Northwest Indiana. And it's a real scary little place with a bunch of really rough dudes in there. And my mom owned it with my grandma before she was married to my dad. So my dad came into the situation not knowing a lot of things. One thing he did know is that gambling is illegal in Indiana. You can gamble, but you can't do payouts, right? So you can't do the fun part of gambling. You can't do the only fucking reason anybody's gambling, okay? So after my dad marries my mom, he's there bartending one day, and we had this poker machine in the corner that we did payouts out of. But my dad didn't know where the poker machine came from. It turns out that came from a mafia connection in Illinois. And my dad would have never guessed this because my grandma is just the sweetest. She's like an angelic, well, she's dead, so she's very angelic now. And so my dad's bartending one day, and this guy comes in, and he's like, "Hey, I'm new in town and I'm running a poker machine business of my own, and I see you guys have a poker machine. I was hoping maybe you would swap that one out for mine so I could get some business." And my dad's like, "Yeah, bet, let's do this." My dad probably didn't say bet. I mean, it was, he was like, "Yeah, of course, I want to support small businesses," and not realizing the connection. So behind my mom's back, he has that machine swapped out. So now we've said, fuck you to the mafia, and we have this new machine in. Fast forward a few months. One of the regulars of the bar is getting married, probably to another regular, because that's what happens in a town of 6,000 people. You're all regulars, and you all marry one another, and some of you are related. Yikes. So one of the regulars is getting married, and so my grandma's bartending that night. And not only is my grandma bartending, but one of our main bartender was invited to the wedding. And so he decided to go, and my parents needed somebody to swap in. So they call this guy Bill, and they're like, "Hey, will you bartend with Mom for the night? It's just for the night for the wedding. It's just gonna be easy peasy." And Bill's like, "I don't have a bartending license, I can't." And they're like, "Oh, it's fine. You can use just this other guy that's going to the wedding. You could use his license. It's just for the night. What could possibly happen? It's what night? It's a few hours, really." So he's like, "Okay, fine, whatever, I'll do it." So he and my grandma are bartending together, and my parents are at my house getting ready to go to the wedding. And this guy comes into the bar that no one has ever seen before. Now, here's the thing. My grandma was a smart lady, but also a big old ding-dong. And so this guy comes in and sits at the bar, and he asks my grandma, "Hey, do you guys do payouts?" Now, we did payouts for the regulars, okay? Because they're not snitching on us. They're the fucking regulars. They're coming in all the time. And my grandma, just not even thinking, she's like, "Yeah, of course we do payouts." Yeah. And this guy no one's ever seen before is like, "All right, cool." Finishes his drink, leaves. An hour later, a bunch of fucking FBI guys come into the bar and arrest my grandma And then they go to arrest, they ask the bartender, they were like, hey man, we need to see your bartending license. And he's like, oh, whoops-a-daisy. Turns out I don't have one. So they arrest him too, but before they cuff them, they're like, this guy, the bartender's like, hey, hold on, I gotta get the owner up here, like, he'll explain everything. Like my dad, it's like, first of all, why are you roping my parents into it? They're going to a wedding, you're already under arrest. Shut the fuck up, man, just take it. Get through the night, okay? So he calls my dad, and he's like, hey, Jim, you need to come up to the bar right now. And my dad's like, hey, we're getting ready to go to the wedding. What's going on? Just tell me. And he's like, I said get up to the bar right now. Because he's standing next to the FBI agent. He can't be like, yo, the FBI is here. Because then my dad would be like, yeah, exactly. We're going to the wedding. Goodbye. So my mom and dad come up to the bar, and they come like through there was a back entrance, and there was a little kitchen. And my mom's like, that sounded worrisome. I'm actually just going to stay in the kitchen. And my dad bursts into the bar, and he's like, what the fuck is going on here? And there's all these FBI agents, and they're like, are you the owner of this place? And my dad's like, yeah, what's your problem? And they're like, great, you're under arrest too, you idiot. Like, you're being a tough guy to the FBI, all right? So like, apparently this whole time my grandma is hysterical. She's crying. She's like, I just need to be able to vote still. And they're like, ma'am, please, like, what? And she's like, but you can't take away my right to vote. And they're like, ma'am, Jesus Christ, we're sorry we're even arresting you, but we have to. So what we found out later was the mob, when we gave back their poker machine, they tipped off the FBI. They were like, fuck these people. So they sent them in. And I've had people before that are like, oh, you mean the mob worked with the FBI? I'm like, have you heard of literally anything? Yes, of course. Well, how do you think they're still working? They arrest both of my parents, my grandma, the bartender. So now I don't know what's happening. It's just a free-for-all at the bar. Everybody can just help themselves. They all get booked. They get taken in. Again, this is the 80s, by the way, so no one has a cell phone. So they're just super late for the wedding, which I hate because I love weddings. So I'm like stressed out knowing this story, right? So they all get booked. They get bailed out. They go to the wedding, and they show up, and everybody's like, what the fuck happened? Why are you so late? And they're like, funny story. So the FBI came and seized our poker machine and arrested us all. And then the guy whose license they had borrowed, they're like, by the way, you're going to be arrested ASAP. Like, you have to turn yourself in. Thanks for letting us borrow your liquor license, though, or whatever. Cool. Thank you, dude. The FBI seized all their poker machines, or the poker machine, fined them like something like $20,000 or $30,000 they had to pay out, and like promised to never run any kind of illegal gambling ring again. But lucky us, we had a basement at the bar. So my parents just set up a poker table down there, because it turns out gambling is very fucking lucrative. And then we just set up a little bell at the top of the stairs. So when somebody we didn't know, or when cops came in, my parents would just ring the bell, and people would come upstairs and it'd be like, oh, we were all just hanging out in the basement. We weren't playing poker for sure. We were just having a nice little time. It's cooler down there. I continue to do crimes, and I encourage all of you to do crimes, and I'll help you, I'll coach you. I start with robbing your boss and then just fly away from there, guys. That's it for me. I'm Lisa Curry. Thank you guys so much.
Did your grandma get any prison tattoos?
No, unfortunately. That would have been great if she did, though.
She should get one just in honor of potentially being arrested or going to jail for a long time.
I just love that I can still say that I wasn't arrested, but my grandma, who like went to church regularly, was.
Do we have any questions for Lisa? Any questions? What do we got?
How much time your family did?
They just paid like tens of thousands of dollars in fees. My family, people get arrested so frequently that I don't know if there's like a bail fund or something. Like, everybody just, like, we don't have money to pay bills, but we have enough money to bail each other out of jail constantly.
Any other questions for Lisa?
Have the new laws on sports betting like affect the business plan?
Oh, I don't know.
So
Can they get on DraftKings? Because that'd be really sick. They get on DraftKings.
Yeah, my parents sold it when I was like 7 so they could run other grifts at another business. So
Like what?
they bought a marina after that and then just kind of like cooked the books.
What
Yeah.
happens at the marina? Illegal boat activities. Somebody didn't have a permit. Watch out. Okay. All right, we got one more question.
Is the mafia still out for your family?
Yeah, is Tony Soprano coming after you now?
Does the mafia forgive
I wish
and
that would be
forget?
such a good story. Yeah, well, I think because the other guy's machine was seized, they were like, great, there you go, fuck you. Like, that's that.
Did they,
and then my
did they
mom was
rat
like,
on you guys?
Yeah.
They ratted on
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
I love that.
And then,
You
and then
can't
my-
trust Italians. I've said it forever. You cannot trust Italians.
I gotta say, this is what happens when men just make decisions out on their own willy-nilly without confronting their partner, right? Like, had my dad asked my mom, can I swap out the machine? She would have been like, no, you ding dong, we're working with the mafia.
Yeah. Willy-nilly, does that come from
I don't know. Between willy-nilly and ding dong, I feel like my grandmother is here.
That's actually Colton's and I's nicknames for tonight.
Your mom's dead?
She's alive.
Oh.
All right, we got a couple text messages that came through. Poured water on a guest puppeteer, you could have just said pedophile, at a school assembly. Which makes me wonder, was there a resident puppeteer?
Also, I want to know what he was teaching. He's like, rape is bad.
Wait, is
It's like
that
in front of the
worst?
kids, there's kids. Whoa, sorry.
Is that the worst thing you've ever done?
Yeah, that's pretty heinous. That's actually a vigilante. That's somebody doing the right
Jesus
thing. Are you
Christ,
kidding?
yeah. They gotta get up in the morning and go to church. You better go.
No, but
Get
also
away.
was it a cup of water or like a bucket of water? Because that's, it's like, this is inconvenient, but a bucket of water is like ruining your puppet hand. You know?
All right, guys, give it up for Lisa Curry real quick. Are you guys ready to see your next criminal? Keep it going right now for Tess Vergult, everybody!
Who in the crowd has been to Vegas before? Hell yeah. I love Vegas. I love Vegas because everybody who goes to Vegas has a crazy story. They do. Mine's a little bit different. I did go there intending to commit a crime, and I lost $1,000 in the process. But I will say, there's a lot of things that are illegal in Texas that are perfectly fine to do in Nevada, right? You've got gambling, prostitution, abortion, and look, I only did 2 out of 3 of those things while I was there. Prostitution wasn't one of them, by the way. You'll come to find that at the end of the story. I've never charged for sex, but I have definitely paid for the consequences of it. Yeah, so here's what happened. About 1.5 years ago, I had just gotten dumped into, and yeah, I had to get a plan B after that. I did. It was a lot, not to brag, but it was a lot. It was scary. I did make the guy pay for it, the plan B, because I didn't come. That's fair, right? Like, if we both come, I'll go Dutch, but that didn't happen. And I've taken too much plan B in my life, okay? I've taken so much plan B that I'm going through menopause right now. Yeah, I pop that shit the way Catholics attend Mass, just once a week and full of guilt, right? So the guy, he gave me $50, but what I've learned about taking the morning after pill over the years is that plan B is $50, off-brand plan B is $30. Yeah, so ladies, if you play your cards right, you can actually make a profit. I told that to a couple guy friends of mine, and they were like, ugh, Tess, you sound like a dude. And I was like, why? Because I started my own small business? I'm an entrepreneur, okay? I do feel like there's so much cum inside of me now that I am starting to think like a man. It's not good. Like, now I love football and touching people and consensually. All right, so I don't know. I don't know if it was because it was off-brand or maybe my tolerance is too high, but this pill did not work, all right? And I was pissed because this was like right after they passed the 6-week abortion ban here in Texas. So I was about to commit a federal crime. I was. And we know what it's like right now. Like, if you want to get that done, you got to make like a fugitive and cross state lines. It's like the saddest family road trip you've ever had. Yeah. So I did choose to go to Vegas because of that old adage, you know what happens in Vegas haunts you for the rest of your life. No. So I got on a plane to Vegas. I get there. An hour after I get there is when my appointment is. And get in a taxi, go there. And by the way, before this all happened, I was telling a friend of mine about the whole situation, and she was like, Tess, you're so dumb. Like, everybody knows the pull-out method doesn't work. And I was like, the pull-out method? Shit, I should have tried that. I fucked up. So I get to this clinic, and it's really sketchy. It's a sketchy clinic. They do not have Planned Parenthood in Vegas, believe it or not. And before you can even go into the waiting room, you've got to pay up front. And they're like, it's going to be $1,000. And I did make the guy pay for it. Because again, I didn't come. That's fair. So anyway, I get in there, and by the way, I've only had one abortion, but it was twins, so it feels like double homicide. That's what it feels like. And the gynecologist there, he was this super sassy gay guy. He was like, so it is twins, but I just want to let you know, same price, girl. I was like, so this is a BOGO? And he's like, yeah, it's a BOGO. I do love a sale, love a deal. And then I went in for the actual, procedure, and the nurse was getting the room ready, and she was like, hey, do you want to listen to a song while this is going on? And of course, the first thing that popped in my head, I was like, play Baby by Justin Bieber. Let's do that. No, I opted not to listen to a song. I just thought it'd be weird to hear a song. I don't want to be out and about in public one day or at a party and hear a song and get brought back to that moment. It's my abortion song. That's so fun. Yeah, no, so I chose no music, but I fucked up, because now every time it's silent, I think I'm about to get an abortion. So don't be quiet around me, is what I'm saying. No, it's fine. Everything went fine. I recovered. I had a great time in Vegas after that. I'd already gambled with a life. Might as well gamble in general. I will say, I don't like what's going on in the country right now. I hate that, our rights are being taken away. It really sucks. But I do feel really fortunate that I had the means and opportunity to commit this crime. Yeah, very grateful. And I don't like living in a conservative state, but I also don't like the way that liberal people talk about abortion. I hate it. They always have to showcase some sob story to get you on their side. What if it was rape? What if it was incest? I'm like, let her get it for shits and giggles, okay? Women, we know when a man's genes should not continue in the population. You should be able to get one because you don't want to be a mom, right?
Yes.
Hell yeah. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, if every woman who didn't want to be a mom had an abortion, most of us wouldn't be here. And you're right. Most of you should not be here. Society sucks. Okay, those empty seats back there, those are progress. All right? Those are my twins. All right? All right, guys, that's my story. Thank you.
I love a good abortion story. I've had 3 as a gay man, which is a lot, you know? And I'd have another one, Do you make men wear condoms?
I don't make men do anything except pay.
Yeah. Before I have sex, and she's like, oh, you should put on a condom. I go, don't worry, I have a Southwest companion card, bitch. Sorry, I am a homosexual, just to be clear.
Did you get the rewards card?
Yeah.
Every time you get an abortion, you get a punch, and then on the 5th one, you get a t-shirt. It's great.
So do you know how many times you have taken Plan B?
I actually don't know how many times I've taken Plan B. I'm going to be honest with you.
Can we do a rough guess? Are we in the 30s at this point?
Probably. We're probably in the 40s.
Probably in the 40s?
Yeah.
Is that why you're popping out twins? They're just like, please, please. Let me live. Let me live. Did you ask if they were fraternal or paternal or fraternal?
You can't. Okay, so I was like 6 weeks long, so you can't tell that. He was also like, one of them might die before.
Oh, both of them will. And he went, no, both of them will.
I was like, can you just get rid of one? No, that's not possible.
No, I saw The Giver. That's how they do it. Thank you. Apparently, nobody else watches movies. Any questions?
Any questions for Tess?
Yeah, what's up?
The last time you ever took off-brand Plan B?
No. And I'll tell you this, I took an off-brand version of Plan B one time called My Way.
Yes.
What is this, Burger King?
Frank Sinatra.
We can have it our way. No, baby.
It's just him kicking ladies in the pussy. Just.
It's just getting kicked in the uterus.
Oh my god. That's another way to go. You can also do a roller coaster, but they shut down Six Flags, so. Yeah,
Couple?
what's up?
Did he travel with you to Vegas, or did he just send it to you?
He did. He was on
Good
a.
man, I feel.
Wait, he traveled with you to Vegas?
Well, okay, so the reason we went to Vegas is because he had a work trip in Vegas, so the hotel was already paid for.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you
Like,
weren't
this is
kidding at all when they were like,
perfect
as long as they pay, it's
It's on the dime of the company, for sure. So
Can you
I didn't get
have
that.
more sex? Like, say you get an abortion on a Saturday. Are you fucking on Sunday?
Okay, so after you get an abortion, if you have sex again, you're way more likely to get pregnant
On
right
Sunday?
after that.
Because it's God's day?
yeah, that's so unfair.
Your body has already gotten it ready, so it's like, where did it go? We want another one.
I put this somewhere.
It was fine. It was fine.
All right, this
I
one's-
just also, are you pregnant? No.
You, Colton!
Wow.
She's wearing black. She's doing this.
What? No, fuck you guys!
Sorry,
You never to
You're
ask
wearing
her
black.
what
You're,
she's pregnant.
Hold on, Colton. So, wait, yes or no? Oh, so he's not, all right, so he's nice. Okay, all right. Oh, fuck you guys!
emotionally intelligent, son. Okay. All right.
Who's an asshole now? You're glowing, by the way.
Are you keeping it?
Yeah.
So, one of the things I like about the text messages is sometimes people will text in twice to clarify things. So, first text, stole a headband. 10 minutes later, from Claire's.
I fucking.
That's so good. You can't steal an ear piercing.
Stealing from Claire's is the easiest thing in the world. Remember when it used to be limited too? Does anyone remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, you could just take the little like sets of earrings and then just pull little sets out of
Right.
there.
It's also like when you're a kid, you're like, oh my God, this place is a fucking safe. And then you go there now, you're like, there's children working there. They don't give a fuck what you do.
I could kick out the shit out of everybody in this mall.
I worked at Abercrombie for 2 weeks, jealous, and they have a rule where you're not allowed to stop anybody from stealing because then they'll get sued or something. So people would just walk in with full bags of and I go, hey, it smells good, doesn't it? So it smells real fucking good.
All right, we got one more. This was so cute, I had to read it. It says, hi, I'm here for the show. Very lame, but the only crime I've committed is stealing a 38-cent toothbrush holder from Walmart because I couldn't get it to scan at self-checkout.
Oh my God.
That's such a wholesome crime.
So
That is the
crime,
most adorable crime I've ever heard of.
the crime is no cavities.
Yes. I also like
better
that
myself.
maybe a Walmart helper was looking at him like, stop! Stop! You forgot your toothbrush.
All right, guys, give it up for Tess, everybody. Clap it up. Are you guys ready to see your final criminal of the evening? This guy's one of my favorites, another Houston regular. Give it up for Jeff Joe, everybody.
Where should I start? Okay, so I'm supposed to be talking about my crime story, being the only black dude here on the show. Respect on my name. My crime, I didn't commit no crime, nigga. Y'all thought I was gonna talk about me being mischievous. No, crime was done to me. This is actually a continuation, because I've told the story, but something new happened, so I have to go ahead and give a quick overview of the people that don't know. Back in November, some AirPods just ended up lost in my possession. They were mine. I lose them, you know what I'm saying? And as any person would do with the Find My iPhone app, you go and try to find them bitches. It ain't been 24 hours. I'm like, they at the crib, they in some pants or some shit. I checked the address, it's Alameda, and it's Cash America Pawn. I go get my shit. I'm mad. Talk to the people, play the little sound. Yeah, that's mine. They still trying to give me some bullshit. They say the police gotta be here. I don't like to do shit like this. I call the police. I'm excited. Yeah, motherfucker, come help me get my shit. Police pull up, I'm jumping like a cheerleader for joy. Like, I'm like, yeah. Never had this shit happen. Policeman act like they called the police on me. I get a hard time from him. They just tell me, hey, we got to get the investigation unit on the case. We'll give you your AirPods once we figure all this out. I'm like, I've done all the investigating for you motherfuckers. I've solved the mystery. I'm Scooby-Doo, nigga. Like, I did it. I left out one very important piece on this shit. I went on TikTok and I made a video documenting the whole experience. And the shit went viral. To where motherfuckers like did all kinds of crazy ass shit. If you go on Cash America Pawn, Google reviews and shit for the one on Alameda, they shit is like at a 1.8. Them motherfuckers, you know how if you do like the little search for like, you know, the comments or whatever, seeing like what did they all flag about the place? They have 12 different comments on AirPods, nigga. All of them are people on there, give this man his stuff. Y'all are horrible people. Like, fuck Cash America Pawn. I'm dead ass. Go look at that shit right now. We did the last video. I think they was at like a 2-something. They all the way down to a 1.8. They just fucked that whole store up. That was in November, I had to file a police report, all this shit. 9 fucking months later, I finally get a letter from the fucking city of Houston telling me I have to appear for court. I'm panicking. I read the rest of the paperwork to come get your shit, motherfucker. It's to come get your AirPods. You have to appear for court August 17th to come pick up your AirPods or just prove that they're yours. And I went and bought a new suit, everything. I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna get me a lawyer. We gonna come all the way correct for this court case. Y'all got me all the way fucked up. I'm coming to get my shit. That's how petty I am. I went to court, man, new suit and everything. I felt like I was going to the airport. Them motherfuckers was treating us like we had to take our shoes off and shit, remove all your electronics. You motherfuckers done been to jail before. Nodding. She's like, yeah, they do all that just for petty court. Yep. And shit, the judge was in that bitch like a real court case. Talking about, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? And I was like, bitch, where are my AirPods? That's what I want to know. And shit, I went to the motherfucking police little storehouse and shit. And long story short, man, where the bitches at, man? My babies are back, man. My baby's finally back, man. Earwax all in the motherfucker still. I can't have these hoes no more. So my plan is to go to Cash America Pawn tomorrow just to pawn these bitches back. Fuck these motherfuckers, man. That's how petty I am. I hope it's the same bitch that was working there. That was my story.
This is fun. You're not the criminal this one.
Nah, see, y'all thought that was gonna be the case. I thought y'all was gonna see that.
Wait, so why didn't you wear the suit tonight?
Man, you know what temperature it is? You're not even wearing pants on the job, motherfucker. I almost ripped all this shit off just because of the temperature.
From start to finish, how long was this saga? Like of you, because you told that story like the first time.
That was
last
in
time we did the show.
November. That happened in November. I don't remember the exact date, but I mean, shit, it was 9 fucking months, nigga. Like, I could have had a child and gave them these AirPods. I went and bought a whole nother pair of AirPods. Like, it was no point. This is just all for petty purposes.
I'm gonna need to confiscate this.
I'm really gonna go back to the pawn shop. I'm gonna sell them bitches, man. This the whole end of the saga.
It all just comes full circle. You're like, how much did you want for these again?
40.
40? I'll buy those from you. For sure.
Man, I just couldn't help it, bro. Like, after the cop showed up and did me how he did, and the pawn shop did me how they did, and I played the sound. It just evoked like a petty ass bitch inside of my body.
Any questions for Jeff? Any questions? Yeah, what's up?
How much did you spend being that petty?
I mean, you want me to calculate the gas or something?
like the
that's-
How much was the suit, she's asking?
Suits are expensive.
Oh, I was just lying. I was just trying to showcase my excitement. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
All right, let's get to a couple texts real quick. I was once at a drug deal. That's convenient. And we were talking like 3 kilos of cocaine drug deal. So big drug deal. It was pretty cool because they pulled their guns out and didn't trust a big white guy. So I got to get some free lines, so I think it was a pretty good time.
Whoever the fuck that is got 3 buttons unbuttoned and got chest hair showing. Because they was excited about the lines and not making the money.
Yeah. If I'm buying a kilo of Coke, I'm taking a little bit. I'm even doing a whoosh. It's good. Yeah, Baker's, exactly.
Baker's dozen?
Yeah.
I have never heard that term in my entire goddamn life. As it relates to...
I knew it was him. I knew it. I fucking knew it. While you was talking, I was counting the buttons and I couldn't tell. It was your ass.
Yo, keep it going for Jeff Joe, everybody. Hell yeah, man. That's gonna do it, baby. Did everybody have a good time? Keep it going for my co-host, Colton Dowling. My name's Korey David. Thank you for coming to Interrogation. Have a good night.